What are you guys doing in response to him just nearly walking away from you guys?
Hold up a minute there, Therazar. We should probably get this drunk idiot fixed.
Which one?
Oh, that's right, you're both drunk morons.
Well, they're hungover. They're not-
I'm not gonna.
I'm the only one that's hungover.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so
I look at Arthur and say, I honestly think this is easier.
Wait, what? Oh,
if
dear.
they're coming with us, they'll slow us down. Let's see if we can get them fixed up. Does alcohol poisoning count as poison? Is this something that I can affect with the heal check?
Yeah, you might be able to find some herbs nearby that might have some old remedy of yeah, you might be able to do something about it.
All right, let's go ahead and do a hit of that. Ooh, spicy.
Yeah,
Spicy boy.
what do you do? How do you solve it?
Well, we still got the fire ring from before, so I can spark that back up, make probably a tonic of some kind to fix their hangover.
So you're using some herbs nearby?
Yes. Should I do a survival check?
No. The heal check encompasses it, and
Yeah, smoke this
it takes a
or-
bit, but it takes a while. But he seems pretty confident that if you drink what he's offering you, it'll help your headache.
I mean, would smoking this be a little quicker?
Smoking what?
The herbs.
That herb.
I don't know.
I've never thought of it that way, but it certainly should do the trick.
I actually probably wouldn't, because really what you've done is you've created something that'll hydrate him more.
It'll get rid of his hangover. It just won't hydrate him.
If he smokes it. I can get on board with that.
Well, I should say it'll get rid of part of his hangover because part of the hangovers. Never mind.
Oh, that's what I meant to do.
Get rid of the headache part. I decided that it's just more effort to spark it up, so I'm just gonna drink it.
Come on, this is bullshit.
This is bullshit. I did not.
I did not
Hey, you
hit
guys
it.
shouldn't be able to see that.
Well, I can. Well, I can't see what's on it, but
Mysterious note.
So mysterious.
It's very blank. Extremely mysterious. Should I be putting this over the campfire and looking for lemon drawings?
No.
Okay.
This is my own note. Go ahead.
While the two drunken morons are drinking my tonic, Arthur runs off into the woods to take a shit. Be right back.
Okay, so he shits. Does it take you long?
he's actually going to take a shit. This guy.
Wow, that's fucking immersion. That's some immersion.
So since
I yell
I'm
to the
clearly
distance.
getting-
Make sure you hang it so the bear doesn't eat it.
Get it? Because there's a bear in the group. On that note, though, I'm gonna take 2 minutes to prepare a snack. Why is Grizz rolling a 1d4? I suppose I'll find out. If
Grizz
it's
should not be rolling the one. I should be rolling the 1d. Sorry,
Okay.
I forgot to switch it back to me.
Good, fam.
We're waiting on what's his name.
Oh, he's actually shitting.
Yes.
I thought it was the character.
No, he is in there too.
Oh.
Wait, who's over encumbered? You're over encumbered and you got a half night rest.
Shouldn't be over encumbered.
Oh, I
think it's
thought you
just
said you were over encumbered.
I think it is just plain encumbered.
Yeah.
Can you hear me, Arthur?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
In fact, they're kind of dinking around waiting for you to get back.
All right,
At least
I'll walk back to the camp.
the two bards probably are. I'm not going to tell your characters what you're doing. I'm sorry.
Therazar's still just prepping his spells.
Sorry, guys.
So
That one
meditating.
that hit me kind of fast.
Did you have coffee? Or did you eat a whole pizza in 15 minutes?
No, I work at McDonald's.
Fuck. No. So, what is the plan? I know that you're intending to go after something called Rat's Tail, and you understand that it's in the north, but the tiny little box is basically where you camped outside of the thing.
So we got a long walk ahead of us.
Yeah, like the terrain's really flat, so you can see pretty far. But you're estimating it probably, based on the ruggedness of the terrain and the distance, 2 to 3 days for you guys to get there. And that's considering that you have a halfling who walks much slower than you all.
I have a llama.
That is true.
See?
We all keep forgetting about the llama.
Do you
So
have
actually-
the writing skill? Where the fuck has this llama been this entire time?
He was
Around his
holstered
neck.
outside. I forgot about the llama, so I didn't really introduce it earlier when we got our characters in everything going. When you all got your characters going and everything. But like, are you planning on heading straight towards it? You can see that I haven't drawn it, but following the river up to the left, following along up to the mountain, there is a road that goes that way. And then there's also one that you could probably see, or at least are aware of based on the orientation of the city, that heads out east. And from what you can see, it looks like it lines up with the forest in the distance, or maybe goes into it. It's pretty far, though. You can't really tell. And of course, you could just head straight north and get into the forest and start looking for the stuff.
Therazar's still meditating at this point.
I vote that we walk north because I'm a ranger and I kind of live in the woods. It's what I do.
I asked him if he even knows what direction is north.
Of course, and I point directly north because I see the sun rising in the. Hold on.
Really? 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 Well, how do you know that the sunrise is in the east on this planet?
Right. Shit.
God dang it, Sky, I was about to ask that.
The thing is, it doesn't really matter. The idea is that a sun rising can still orient you.
Yes.
I got it,
What
guys.
No
The
direction. Did you cast that?
I was
I
supposed
stood
to
up.
do the same
I now know exactly which direction is north.
down to the degree.
So that
Wow.
gives you like an exact perfect direction.
I know exactly which direction is
so, like,
north.
You point a little bit off from where
No, that's north.
All right, you win.
It's not
Shitty
supposed to be a
wizards.
roll, so I don't know why it rolled, but yeah. You're welcome.
That's
There's
not a
our-
roll. That's what other people would have to think if there was a save, but there's not.
Yeah.
So anyway, or if you had to concentrate is probably what it is.
There's our smirks at Arthur.
So you guys are heading straight north, eh?
Straight
a plan.
north.
Perfect note.
The
So
northest
I've never
north
been
you
to
could have.
Britain. I've never been to Britain. However, there's
Continue.
an area of the UK called the Barrows or something, which is like really muddy, hilly, wet terrain. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's kind of like what this is. There's a lot of brushes, a lot of like just sinkholes, and the terrain is really uneven. So it's not easy going throughout the day. Pretty tiring. You're probably by midday, Therazar, you're probably fatigued, which gives you a -1 to a whole bunch of things
Oh boy.
because you didn't get a good night's sleep last night. Because no one offered to.
I'm the
Anyway.
only one that thought of it.
Anyway,
I ask the bear if I can ride on his back, hoping he understands what I mean.
He doesn't. Therazar laughs but says nothing.
Ask Therazar if I can ride on his back.
Dead stop, turns around. You want to ask that again?
Can I ride on your back?
No, maybe later.
Ooh, that's out of that.
And the llama is trudging along. The llama is actually not having too much difficulties. It'll be able to like get a distance ahead and wait for everyone else.
So I'm playing my loot while riding, just chilling,
That's actually pretty fun.
having a
But-
good time.
But yeah, eventually night does come and you're much farther north. Are you guys like pressing through? Are you settling for camp? Are you looking for anything specific in this area, or are you just dead set on the forest? What are you doing as it starts to get dark on this first day of journey?
Has my blood cough worsened since morning?
No, it was just pretty bad early that morning.
Hmm.
It's kind of gone back to the way it was earlier.
So
Or
kinda
yesterday.
Just the way regular sickness happens. Okay.
It in fact, yours probably didn't get worse. Just the people who were outside did.
Okay.
I'll just have to snuggle upside.
Yeah, I'm
Then
willing
north next time.
to. I'm willing to set up a campfire, get a camp started. What do the rest of you think?
We should go until we have to stop.
I agree with that. But I'm picking up big sticks along the way.
Are you just like playing with them and dropping them when you lose interest in them?
For the ones that are really thin, but if I see like a big one that's not too heavy, I'm just gonna carry it and drag it behind me.
Well, for what purpose? What's your intent there?
So when we do set up camp, I can just kind of make like a mini TP, if you will.
Okay.
Now I'm living in luxury.
So
my
you
friend.
got you got one vote to settle down now as it's about getting to dusk, and one vote to continue on.
How's my llama doing?
Seems fine actually.
I say I can continue to walk, but if you guys need to stop, we can stop.
Which means it comes down to George.
You can't spell American Dream without Eric Andre in the middle of it.
What?
So what's your vote, George?
I said I agreed with going until we have to stop.
Oh, so you guys are continuing on into the night?
Just into the twilight.
I guess we are.
Because what I'm interpreting is it's kind of like how you described it in the town. It's like 5 p.m. It's about to turn twilight. And then it'll
Well,
be dark
I
in
guess
an
what
hour
I
or
should
two.
ask is, when do you consider that you need to stop? When are you planning on stopping?
The last like half an hour of sunlight.
Just real quick,
Okay.
can Sky?
Mm-hmm.
Can I do a perception check of any kind to see if we're on any sort of a game trail?
That would be survival, but do.
Okay.
I'm going to wander around and grab more sticks and start building my TP.
Yeah, there's a very clear game trail by. Probably just some hares.
Fucking Survivor Man over here.
So that's and now that we're getting into it, that's actually a yes and I want to give you the opportunity to define what your and is. Yes, you find a game trail in the nearby area as it starts to get dark and you get ready for camp. Because if you guys are walking until then you just settle down when it gets to be dark.
Right.
What I was really looking to know is if you're planning on walking through the night. What So in the case of an and, you can basically say something more about that game trail.
You can ask more, or you can
No,
dictate more.
he can dictate more.
And I noticed the tracks of multiple different animals.
Okay, so yeah, there's a lot of different kinds here. You can definitely see the tracks of those foxes that you originally came out here for. But there's some other smaller rodents, and even you can see the footprints of birds. Although I'm not sure how familiar you are with birds
Yes.
that have landed down for one reason or another in this area, because it's a mixture of super thick, dense clumps of grass and like mud that's eroding.
Do I need to do another check to see if I see any related to predators that might be nocturnal?
That's up to you with your hand. Are there any?
No, not in the area.
That seems like a really powerful and, since he's already said and. Like, as a player, that seems like super powerful.
Well, it's certainly something that other people get access to.
I'm gonna fight him on it.
What did you say?
I said I'm not gonna fight him on it.
Yeah,
I mean,
I had originally intended when you described that there were many around, that because it was an and, it wasn't going to punish you. So unless you wanted there to be them around, I wasn't going to put them down. Right. Whereas if you had failed, that may have gone differently.
This is metagaming, but I definitely did not. I was checking to see if there were any nighttime predators in case we kept on walking for any particular reason. I didn't want to run into anything nasty.
Anyway, so someone is doing a thing. Give me a second to answer your question, Therazar.
Okay.
do I have to roll anything to build this thing, or am I just good to go?
No, you're not at all.
If it's not too much trouble, if you could answer that in a whisper, I would appreciate it.
Oh,
If it's not too much trouble, that is.
it's not. I would prefer to answer things that don't need a long explanation. Like if it's a yes or no thing, I prefer to.
Oh,
say
if it's a yes or no, then yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, the answer is actually. Let me type it out now that I'm thinking about it.
So Sky, while you're typing that out, does a profession mean that I could literally start doing my work whenever we set up camp?
No, you need to actually go find people to pay you and do it for an extended duration, like a week.
Gotcha. All right.
Is mayonnaise a profession?
No, Patrick.
No, Patrick.
Mayonnaise is not a profession.
What about horsemanship?
Okay, cool.
Not have confirmed that the foxes are out of here.
Therazar stops and motions for Grizz to come over. They sit down and start consuming one of their rations together.
All right, guys. Apparently, we're making camp here.
Apparently we do.
I'll
I
go
can
ahead
have
and
my
start running up a campfire, set up tent.
Do all the camping.
Okay, so you guys are settling in. Are you all going straight to sleep? Therazar did keep watch previously, and so I'm asking the players if you all intend to have a watch set up.
I intend to not go to bed until like later.
I intend to go to sleep before they can ask me.
If
What's the matter?
Therazar looks around, sees the dilemma, and says, "Guys, I think we're fine."
if I were to not sleep, would there be a way for me to go and hunt the foxes in the night?
I mean, you could try, yeah.
Out of my current knowledge, do I have any idea whether they're nocturnal or diurnal? Anything?
Yeah, they're nocturnal.
I came here in search of those pelts.
So are you planning on like wandering off and sitting down and waiting to hear and trying to shoot one with a bow? Are you looking to trap them? Like how are you looking to do that?
I'm going to do it through the trapping method. So I might.
So
spin...
you should probably actually do that. Like you could use that as your first watch. Do it nearby, and that actually might be dangerous. But you could do that if you were to take a watch and just set up those traps during that watch and then go to bed when you wake someone else up. You could do that potentially.
Yeah, I think I'll be doing something along those lines.
Okay. So he's gonna stay up. Is anyone else? Oh, George is staying up. Are you going to sleep, Therazar? What about you?
Yeah.
Cyrus.
Yeah, build my tent and just go to sleep.
And you said that you're planning on staying up, George?
I got some tomfoolery to get into tonight.
So I want you. So you go out. What's your name? Arthur goes out and sets up some traps as the sun goes down, and
It is winter, correct?
it's not winter. It's probably like early spring.
Okay.
Maybe even late winter, but like it's not.
It's not like
It's
3
spring.
feet of snow.
It's a climate. Yeah, no, this is it's green. It's green. Right?
Okay.
What was I saying? So Arthur is going out and setting up some traps. So you will be staying up, George, as you said. How late are you planning on staying? Like what's your intention there?
I mean, like, if we're gonna say that twilight starts around the time it does now, like in real life, probably about 6 hours after. No, not 6 hours, like 4 hours.
So like until
after,
like 3-4 a.m. or
Yeah.
like midnight?
maybe like 1 a.m.
1 a.m. Okay. And what about you, Cyrus? I asked you and you answered, but I didn't hear. I just need to know what everyone's doing. Cyrus.
Me? I'm sleeping. That or
Okay, so George is sleeping. Or Cyrus is sleeping. Fuck. No, you would just emote that, George. Hold on. Okay, actually, I know. So the night passes uneventfully. George, you end up falling asleep and waking up in the morning, and the rest of you
I threw my rock still.
That's so. Yeah, he's throwing rocks. What are you guys doing?
Grizz
I'm
looks
setting up traps.
Knows exactly what happened and went back to bed.
Wow,
And what
Because he can hear George giggling.
And what about the rest of you?
Arthur's setting up camps or traps. I mean,
Yeah, no, that's past. From what I was describing.
I sleep.
Yeah, and you sleep. And so, George, are you doing anything else after they don't respond to the 2 rocks?
I mean, since nobody responds and Grizz already knows that I'm throwing them, he's gonna go to sleep.
Is that
Okay.
too sentient of a bear? I mean, it is
see
like
what the bear did.
the bear just kind of knew what was going on. When he was
So
throwing the rocks.
my perspective is, if you're in the vicinity, he can know what you know. But if he's
Okay.
on his own, he knows what bears know.
Okay, all right.
Because you can communicate that to him just with feeling.
I mean,
Right.
but I was asleep, so that's why I'm asking.
I can trust that he's hearing me, and maybe he saw me.
That's
and,
why I added that he hears him giggling.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I accept it.
But no, the sun does come up, and I assume you guys are making haste, continuing north again. But Arthur wants to check his traps. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So it looks like of the many that you set up, only one is still intact, and it doesn't have anything in it. The other ones look like they either fell off or have just disappeared from where you'd put them.
All right, I take.
I'm imagining that you set up 10 to 12 probably in varying places in the surrounding areas.
That's about right. I take apart the one remaining trap as long as it's got nothing in it, and
I'm
make sure
assuming
that
you
it
just
can't
did.
catch anything while I'm away.
Also, I'm assuming that you only did like snare traps, like running through an area and getting their legs stuck. Is that not true? What kind of traps were they?
Snare traps, just set up with basic stuff from the surroundings.
So some of the snares are gone.
Does he communicate
Most of
with
them
us?
are gone.
Do we know this? I should say.
I don't know. He would need to tell you that.
Okay, that's what I'm asking.
Like
how
he
much of
goes
this is
off
public.
when you guys are all getting up and getting ready. It's also worth mentioning, George, you're pretty tired. You were up a little too late.
Ha.
It's understandable. I was gonna just do some shenanigans.
Anyways, I should ask this. Do the missing snares look like they're completely gone unnaturally, or something I should be worried about? Or is it something like they just failed?
They're gone potentially without a trace.
Like as if he never put them there.
Like, you know where you tied them, and somehow they're gone. As to whether or not you should be concerned, that's really up to you.
Foxes are clever. Anyways, I take apart my one remaining snare so that it doesn't catch anything while I'm gone, and I go to rejoin my party.
Wait, did you have snares like written in your thing? Because my intention was not to deprive you of snares.
No.
Because I assume that you
to be
can make a
naturally
number of
set up.
snares again.
Yes,
I assume that you can. Yeah.
Yeah.
You also see, as you're coming around, that 6-foot orc, half orc, is trying to be stealthy, following you.
Hey, Therazar, what are you doing?
Watching what you're doing. What are you doing?
Just trying to get some fox pelts.
How'd that turn out?
Didn't.
What happened?
Missing snares.
That's peculiar.
Yes, it is.
Missing,
And I continue on towards the party.
missing or destroyed?
Missing.
Mind telling me where one of them was so I can go check it out?
Over there, and I point towards the tree that I set up a snare on.
I go and check it out and try and see if I can figure out anything in the area. I guess I'd be looking for like traces of creatures doing something.
Give me a second to look at your shills.
I guess would that be a survival? No, that wouldn't be an animal handle.
Mm-mm. Well, it could be, but you're probably better with survival. If you have that trained. Roll.
Hold on a second. I got a better idea.
Alrighty.
Maybe I don't.
Maybe you don't have a better idea.
Maybe I can't make it work yet. I might need to be a higher level to make it work.
Oh, are you whispering me something as to what you want to do? I got a whisper, so. Oh, that's from someone else.
Doesn't look like I can do what I wanted to. Well, no. Actually, no, I can. Because of my deity.
What are you trying to do?
I'll whisper it to you.
And what are the rest of you doing? The rest of you being Cirrus and George.
Wait, yeah.
Oh shit! Sorry, it was like on my phone. I'm just kind of like. Actually, I'm gonna ask you. So, what do we have to look for? Because I'm still just kind of following to follow.
I don't think any of you are fully aware of what's going on. Your characters, at least.
Yeah, so I'm.
What's his name wandered off, and Therazar followed him, and they haven't come back yet. And
I
it's
turned
been
to-
like 10, 15 minutes, maybe, at the very most.
I turned to Sirius. So, what's the llama's name?
Vodka.
Like the drink?
I was gonna say, please tell me it's Laurel.
Laura?
Oh, that's risky.
Wow.
I don't know.
Whiskey. Oh, yeah, so I should probably tend to Llama, feed her, do stuff, brush her hair.
Well, you starved her for 2 days.
Well, your companions seem to have wandered off. Are you going to sit here and wait for them, move on without them, or just tend to your llama?
It's only been 15 minutes. I mean,
I mean,
Okay.
didn't they leave like their camp stuff back here?
Yes, they did.
Then I see no reason for them to just leave. So I'm just gonna chill here, relax, maybe get a nap in so I can get some rest.
What kind of role was that? Will you list for me?
Who are you talking to? I suppose they know who they're talking about.
Well,
All right,
he's
I'm answering the
trying.
question here. Lots of whispering.
We whisper.
We're very quiet.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, hold on. I need to focus on one thing at a time, and I'll get back to you.
Yeah, just focus on one person at a time.
Mhm.
All right, I walk out of the woods near the two bards, back into the camp.
Are we near woods?
You're still a ways off. There are.
Slash brush.
It's more
Yeah.
brushy. Like there might be a fairly large bush that it looks a bit like a tree, a bush that's trying to be a tree.
Okay.
I rise from my nap and ask, "Did you guys find the crap that she asked you to get?"
No, and I didn't find any game either.
I mean, they might have some All the King's Men back at that tavern. Maybe some chests if you want.
I continue onwards without commenting. Finish cleaning up the campsite.
Whisper games, like Hunger Games, but where everyone whispers. I don't know.
I'll let Sky deal with his anti-socialism for now.
My anti-socialism. What?
Oh, jeez.
Ah, dang it.
Can
That's
you not?
unfortunate.
Can you not do it yet?
No, I just have to use something to actually get it.
Can you do it, or can you?
Yeah,
not?
I
That's
can.
what I'm not sure. You said yeah, you can, or no, you can't. Still not sure. Okay, you whispered me.
Yep, that's what I have to do.
Okay, okay.
So first, I need to know if there's a valid target.
The answer to that is not. Like it's they're motherfucker.
I know it's a complicated question.
That's not the problem. I opened up a new window by accident while I
Oh.
was typing.
Okay.
So, are you guys just sitting back at camp, ready to go, waiting for Therazar to return from wherever he is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably
Yeah.
off pissing on a tree somewhere or something.
He might be orking off.
That's terrible.
It's how half orcs get rid of their orc side.
Love it.
Do I I need to look at something.
Hey guys, do you think if we yell Lotarogar loud enough that he'll like respond by yelling, then we'll find him?
Lotarogar!
Loktar. Greetings, friend.
And here we see a druid trying to figure out how to be a druid.
He's never played a druid before.
I have a different version of one, but we're doing things. It's just you guys aren't around to see what we're doing.
I know.
And apparently we're keeping secrets. As long as everyone's okay with it. If anyone would prefer it to not be this way, we will be completely open about it. So if you...
I feel like
It's-
it adds
it's
to
realistic.
the believableness.
It's
I
real.
feel like we just ended up hunting, actually doing whatever the herb thing was for.
Well, we're not even there yet. We're like not even halfway at this point.
What?
We're not even
Oh,
like
no.
halfway across this field to it. I unlocked a side quest, so that's not the exact terminology. I'm paraphrasing. And by paraphrasing, I mean I'm making it up as I go.
Well, I'm gonna start reading a poem out to myself about Laurel.
The power of boners compels you.
Okay. It's echoing. Therazar can probably hear it in the distance. But it's not disturbing anything he's doing. Is that what you rolled? I asked
Yeah,
you to do
that was my roll. Whenever I say I'm gonna do something, I usually know what I need to roll, and I'll just
Okay.
roll it immediately.
Okay. I'm getting curious. Time's up. Leroy. No. I'm gonna see if I can track Therazar's tracks and figure out where the hell he's gone. I tell the bards to follow me. Let's go find this half orc.
Roll
Arthur.
your survival with tracking.
Arthur, you told me where I was supposed to go.
He doesn't know
I'm
if
not
wandered
sure
off.
if
He's
you're
going
still
back
in
to where
that
you...
tree. It has been a little bit.
So survival?
Ooh. Yay.
So yeah, you guys can see the big stomping tracks of the half orc named Therazar, and are able to come up behind him, see him off in the distance.
Okay. So yeah, we keep on walking, and I
I already
yell
see
his
where
way
this
as
is
soon as we
going.
get close enough. I yell his way as soon as we get close enough. Somebody is legitimately brushing their teeth right now.
I stand up, clearly frustrated, and turn around and shout, "Did you have to do that?"
What the hell is happening?
I walk closer to him and I say, "Yep, I found some weird tracks. They look like slither marks. Some sort of large snake. It kind of looks like."
Yeah, well, this creature here might have known something, but you went and scared it off.
I was not aware of a creature.
Wait, do you guys
Yeah,
need someone
no
to
shit,
interrogate
you
the
weren't
snake?
aware of the creature. You just came shouting and stomping.
How come we didn't see the creature's track?
So I scared off the creature before I noticed it. Can I track the creature?
The creature's down this hole, genius. You don't need to track it.
Can I try to sing a song? Do you think that'd be a good idea?
Tracking successful.
I don't think that. I mean, you can try. Yeah, go ahead. But just because, like, even if you roll high, like, you need to tell me what you're. Because remember,
Okay.
these are animals, not people.
What
I mean-
kind of animal was it? Just out of curiosity.
It's like a
Sorry.
prairie
Like-
dog, I imagine, something similar to that.
Something similar to that. Some kind of ground-dwelling rodent. Burrow
Okay.
ground-dwelling rodent is what we
Acid.
zeroed in on.
Therizar, was it a snake or was it like a rodent?
It was a small rodent. It was over here by the trap. Possibly could have seen what happened to the trap over the night.
I mean, if it's not a snake, I can't sing to it. They're the only ones I can sing to.
Useful,
sorry.
I'm sure.
Oh, you'd be surprised. The ladies love it.
Wait, do you mean
No.
the lady boys who have snakes sing to them?
No, I mean my snake with the ladies.
I see. Wait, so you sing? Never mind.
Yeah, we're reading too much into this. Therizar just
So
Moving on.
turns around
What
and
is the
starts
intent?
walking
What's
towards the
happening now?
forest.
So I'm still new to this. Unfortunately, I've never played Pathfinder effectively, but
You're doing fine. Like I know it's slow, but this is our first session. Probably
Yeah,
gonna wrap it up. Maybe
Um,
not.
is there
Maybe
any
something will
way that
happen.
I could use wild empathy in combination with my
Read to me what wild empathy does. I could look it up. but I
Wild
want you to read it to me
empathy
so everyone knows and
is-
you understand it.
Wild empathy is a ranger can improve the initial attitude of an animal. This ability
Yeah.
functions just like a diplomacy check to improve the attitude of a person. The ranger rolls 1d20 and adds his ranger level and his charisma bonus to determine the wild empathy.
Yeah, I
check.
think you could even do that even if like they're deep down. You would just have to go. Why are you showing me your thing?
Huh?
Is it a snake?
Therizar is showing me something.
Am I?
Yeah, you opened it and it opened on my screen.
Dicks out for
I
the
didn't-
GM.
I didn't do anything.
Top right hand corner, does it say show GM?
No.
I don't know why that happened. But you actually, with that, if you roll a diplomacy, you should be able to. I mean, depending upon what you roll, but even if like, as long as they can hear you, you might have to get closer or something. But I think that you absolutely could potentially do that.
Okay. And then would there be any way for me to use, say, the handle animal check to like coax him back out of the hole?
If you succeed with the, yeah, you would be able to if you need to.
I mean,
Okay,
it's kind of like the handle animal. Already, it's just a diplomacy check, but a diplomacy check with an animal is basically a handle animal.
Yeah, you'll have to hold on. Fuck. Okay.
I mean, we're all right here, so that could probably just be a public roll. We're all standing around you as you're trying to do
I'm
this.
gonna ask that the two bards stand back, since they're not really animal-y.
I decided
There.
to sit forward.
Fantastic. I continue on.
Ooh, man.
So
Wait, hold on.
Oh wait, that's with an exclamation mark? What?
Yeah, that might have been. Change that. Let me try something.
Natural 1.
well, it's a nat 1. Which
Okay,
Okay,
so-
so
and
the exclamation mark did not
Do
affect
anything.
it, so it ended up being a 2, but it's still a nat 1.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Hold on, let me check something.
So yeah, you go down to get close to the thing and try to coax him out with whatever method you intended, and you accidentally put your hand in the wrong place and collapse the entrance of the burrow.
Oh.
I laugh.
I laugh too.
Okay, well, I guess I dust my hands off and go, well, that sucks.
Indeed, it does. And I turn around and resume walking.
So, we're
So I
doing
assume you're
two-
just heading back directly north, eh?
Back to the campsite.
Oh yeah, your stuff's over there, eh?
I asked Therazar if he noticed the weird tracks.
I did not.
There were some odd slithering tracks along my trail line. All my trails seemed to have been yanked down forcefully by something that slithered along the ground, similar to a snake but larger.
Show me.
It's an Alaskan bullworm.
I point out the large tracks on the ground where I saw them earlier.
Can
Yeah, they're
I
still
try
there.
and figure out and see if I know what kind of creature this is?
You would have to roll knowledge nature.
Yes, which I have nature sense, which means I get a +2.
But knowledge has to have a point in it, and I looked and you don't have any knowledge skills. Or do you?
I have a class trait for nature knowledge.
What does it say?
What?
What does the class trait say?
Do you
Well-
have a rank in knowledge nature?
I mean, it's one of my class skills.
Knowledges have to be trained, which means you have to put a rank in them in order to
You
benefit
didn't
from
tell me that. You said that the
it. If you want
class
to change it
skill.
now, you can.
You said that the class skill meant that it had a rank.
No. I mean, you
Can I-
misunderstood.
Can I make that roll?
Do you have knowledge? Oh, you're a bard.
I'm a bard. I can bullshit everything.
Not bullshit. Actuality.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
either of the bards could. And if you want to change that because you didn't understand that, please feel free to do so.
All right,
I'm
I've
not
changed it.
bullshit.
And I've removed my rank from one that I
Okay,
have
so
not
go ahead and
used.
roll because it was
Yeah.
you wanted to first.
Full disclosure, I removed the rank from a one that I have not used yet, so it wouldn't have made any effect up until this point.
Okay. So no, you're not really sure what these tracks are. I mean, it is fairly obvious, both from Arthur's observation and just your own, that it's likely from some sort of snake thing. But this climate, this region, this size, because they're fairly large, talking thicker than your arm.
I have pretty swole arms, so
Yeah, like maybe 2.5, maybe two of your upper arms right next to each other is about how wide this thing looks to be. But you're not really sure what it is. So no, but
which direction is it heading?
you're able to determine that it's like you are able to see some tracks that aren't necessarily near the snares, and they are north, heading north.
I stand up. This is a bad sign.
Worm side.
I agree, trying to sound smart. Like I know what I'm talking about.
Finally, he's figured out who to agree with. At this point, we haven't returned back to the camp to pick up our stuff, so we need to go do that. So I turn around and say, I tell them everything you've told me at this point. But I can't tell what it is, but it's huge, and it seems they're heading, multiple of them are
Huge
heading
for
north.
this region. There are
Yeah.
places in the world that you're familiar with that could have something this size, but it's out of place.
Yeah, they know what you have told me. I share everything. And then I start walking back to camp.
Okay. You get back there and the stuff's there, and you suit up or whatever it is, and start heading north again. I assume, or are you doing something else?
That's my vote, is start heading north.
I'm assuming that everyone is. Stop me if you disagree. So this terrain is fairly dull. It just takes work. There are birds, there are those kinds of rodents, but you only see them really at a distance, and then they run away. And you travel for the day, and you're very, very close. Maybe like a mile or two, mile and a half before you get there. But it's gotten dark by this point. You're pretty sure that you'll get there basically first thing in the morning.
Okay,
But you are right on the outskirts of the thing.
Okay, I'm gonna make a roll real quick just to see something. It's not anything that has to do with the game. I'm testing a theory.